so it's not Stonebridge taking over, but it is the best ward, I think. And we like to see the Olympics in Stonebridge as well, not just in Wembley. Look, I think, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to Rudy and to Ronnie as well, I think, who does also a fantastic amount of work, and it should be recognised the amount he does with young people. I think it's very appropriate now that we do have Inspire here in Brent, because, let's be honest, it has been a tough time in our community. It has been a tough time for young people. So the fact that we now have this opportunity to give to young people, to make a difference, I think is fantastic. And again, thanks to all you guys for doing that. But Anne touched on creative arts, and we have very much creative young people. I'd also like to touch on business and enterprise, because I like to use that creativity to ultimately to make money and actually give our young people a solid future. Because with talent, with hard work, and with creativity, we can make that difference. And I hope that is the legacy that we can work with, not only just in Brent, but hopefully starting off in Stonebridge first. But thank you all very much, and God bless you all, and have a great time.
Right, and this reception is with Brent Youth Radio, and so John Downey is going to say a few words on behalf of Brent Youth Radio.
And we're doing the studio also.
Yeah, hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for attending this auspicious occasion, because it's quite important what I'm about to say, and I hope it doesn't put a downer on things, but I hope that it's not just words that we're going to be dealing with today, because our situation, Brent Youth Radio, and its accompanying studio is quite real, and we mentioned the importance of the creative industries. There's a term that I developed in 2003 called the concept of the hidden creative economy. And just in East Lane Business Park, you have about 5, call it, to be nice, community radio stations, on the streets, pirate radio stations. And we have a situation where young people are aspiring to be in creative activities that are against the mainstream. And you're talking about industries, hidden creative economies that have been in running for generations now. And Sunday, I held an awards event called the Hidden Creative Economy Awards, HiCREC Award in short. And we're talking about people who are grandparents who are still in the hidden creative economy, generating incomes that are outside of the mainstream. And you're talking about young people now, grandchildren, who in their future, to express their artistic ambitions, are still looking at the hidden creative economy for their futures and not in the mainstream. So the point I'm making is that here's an opportunity that we can laud the fact that yes, there is the creative industries and there's opportunity for young people, but it's real. There are organizations, not only but ourselves, talking about enterprises. We have a concept called the Creative Inclusion Support Network, where we actually encourage young people to set up their own individual businesses, using their talent to create income for themselves. The problem is we need to tie it in to the mainstream, so they don't just think about, gangster, thug life, we know all the negative connotations of some of our art forms. We need to use this opportunity to be creative and to engage and to widen. Now, to make it positive, if you can imagine, we all heard of Radio 1. Now, before Radio 1, it was Radio Caroline. What was Radio Caroline? Thank you. Now, the government, at the time, saw it fit that this hidden creative economy at the time, the pirate radio stations, needed to be brought into the mainstream. So the Broadcasting Act at the time, in the early 60s, engaged Radio Caroline to become Radio 1. Now, we can do the same for our young people. So we have a choice. We can walk away, yes, we're inspired by London 2012, say that was a good meeting, and carry on with our 9 to 5 as normal. We can say, you know what, let's be bold and take that step and take what the young people are doing and really engage them, not just in words, but in actions. And I've recently met Rudy, and I know he's a man of his word, and he's very inspirational, and he's very driven and dedicated to what he's doing. And I'm confident that Brent Youth Radio, the studio that we have, creative inclusion, hidden creative economy, and yourselves will really make this happen. So I'm looking forward to making it a reality. So hopefully I started down, but I brought it up. It can be real. If we open our minds, we can engage. And that's all the young people are asking for. Isn't it, Nikki? to really engage. Yeah? Not just words, but action.
Thank you very much.
And I think what's been exciting for me is this journey with the different faith communities. Now, the Christian faith has been represented by an organisation called More Than Gold, which is a Christian response to the Games, and Rudy has been very much part of that. But Rudy came to me and said, we want to do something special here. We want to engage with not just within the church, but we want to get out, and we want to get out into the community. And when I look across the country, and another hat I wear is I work for the Church of England as their national coordinator for the Olympics. And when I go around the country, I meet all sorts of people from local authorities. And so it's not just the London local authorities. And I see what they're doing across the country. They've got projects going on the back of the Olympics. They're saying, well, the Olympics is coming, it may be, the majority of it in London, but actually it's going to affect the whole country. And I can confirm that, having been in Beijing and also having been in Vancouver. In Vancouver, 3 weeks out from the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, they were talking in the press about riots and demonstrations against the Olympics. 3 days out, the parties started. 2 weeks in, the Canadian Prime Minister was talking about the rebirth of his country. Not just the rebirth of Vancouver or rebirth of Whistler, where the activities were taking place, but the rebirth of his country, because it affected the whole country so much. And that's what will happen with the Olympics and Paralympics come to the UK. And this is the exciting thing about this project, is instead of the church just thinking about, what can we do for a bit of mission and outreach, it's actually said, the vision statement for the organising committee is to use the power of the Games to inspire change. And that's just what this project, Passing the Baton, does. It's about changing mindset. Instead of looking to see what I can get out of the community, it's actually looking to see what can we put into the community. How can we work together? And how can we work together, with young people? How can we work together, with the safer neighbourhood policing? How can we work together with the local authority? What can we do together that's going to inspire change? Now, you wouldn't have got this award, the Inspire Mark, unless somebody could pick up, the application form and say, actually, there's something in this. This is a project inspired by the Olympic and Paralympic Games, and it's a project that's going to bring about, it's going to deliver something. It's not just a name, it's not just we've got it, we can forget about it. It's actually about delivering some outcomes. And the outcomes are Rudy's just outlined, that, and peace, is a massive thing. In our neighbourhoods. The Roman Catholic Church went out and they asked the children and the young people within their secondary schools, within their comprehensive schools, what did they want from the Olympic Games? And they thought they'd say, a visit by an athlete or free tickets. We'd all like free tickets, wouldn't we? Or whatever. But no, they said, we just like some peace in our neighbourhoods. That was from young people. They're fed up of, the knife culture. They're fed up of the gang warfare. They're fed up of actually living, looking over the shoulder to see who's coming to get them next. And this project can actually help to bring about change here and in every other local authority where it's being run. And that's what's exciting about it. And the exciting thing is that as a church, you've got behind that, and you've gone out from your four walls and you've gone out into the community, you've engaged with other people, and at the end of it, it will deliver a fantastic project. And I'm really pleased and proud that you've got this Inspire Mark. And I'd also like to pay tribute to the work that Rudy's done in this, because he's really worked his socks off to make sure that you get it, and it's not an easy thing to get, and you have to keep going backwards and forwards with different answers and questions and queries that they bring up. But eventually, he persevered, and that's the exciting thing, and I'm really pleased and proud that you've got this, and I'm really looking forward to not just what happens during the next year, but what happens after that, because this is all about legacy. This is all about changing the mindset of people in our communities, and that will live on long after the Olympic and Paralympic Games. So, thank you for inviting me tonight, and I'm really pleased that you were able to, get this mark, and I look forward to working with you for the next 2 or 3 years.
Thank you very much. I'd now like to ask Councillor and John, OB, Leader of the Council, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. I haven't seen Rudy for quite a number of years, not since he was working on Harsden City Challenge, so I'm really pleased to see you again, Rudy, and it's good to know that you're doing all this kind of work. And this is an important occasion, and I know that people who work with the GOCOG know that it's very bureaucratic. When they come to a place like Brent, though, we're used to big sporting venues in our borough, we're used to parking schemes, we're used to road closures. We have Zaretha Brown here, who's our 2012 officer. We're used to organising those sorts of nuts and bolts things, so we don't get anxious about Olympics coming here, like some other boroughs do. And we are very lucky to be an Olympic borough. We're going to have the football here, we're going to have the badminton here, we're going to have the rhythmic gymnastics, and we can't wait. And you're absolutely right, the city has a party when the Olympics are coming. I'm old enough to have been at the Montreal Olympics, and I went to the show jumping there in particular, but the whole city was partying. Everybody joins in, and that's what we're going to be doing next year. But actually, you're right, it's about the legacy, and it's about what we do for people across the age range, but particularly young people. We're a young borough here, we've got lots and lots of young people. And every organisation, faith groups and others, who can attract people, young people in particularly, so that they can engage with them, teach them some skills, and then they are better equipped for life that follows. I've got to hand it to you, I think that's amazing. And I personally, sport and culture are very, very important, and that is the Olympics. But I don't think people realise how important the creative industries are. We've got a young person at the back here who I was speaking to, Nikki. She writes music, and she lives in Cricklewood. Well, why shouldn't she be connected in and able to actually perform, do her sort of writing and get it performed somewhere? The creative industries are very important because all of us want good entertainment. We pay a lot of money for tickets to concerts, to plays, to theatres. We want to see good lighting, good sound, good acting, good comedians, across the whole of the choices that we have in a modern, sophisticated, educated and prosperous society. And so that's a young person's area, is it not? Why are we not doing more? We're doing a lot here in Brent though, and I was speaking to Danny Maher from Cricklewood Homeless Concern today, Nikki, and he was telling me about how many artistic people there are in Cricklewood, how many people who write, who paint, and who make music. And so you're in the right place there, and we've just got to make a few more connections. But down in South Kilburn, here in Wembley, we've got Fountain Studios here, the home of the X Factor. Rachel Evans from Fountain Studios is connected into Brent's cultural strategy. We've got the Tricycle Theatre, it's all about young people and involving them. We're the best place you could do this work, Rudy, that's what I'm telling you. We've got lots of young people.
Cancel all the other ones, cancel all the other ones.
We've got lots of young people, we've got lots of good ideas, and I for one, I know Ronald is busy filming me at the moment. I don't think you should do that. I'm not young enough to go on your films. But actually his radio, we've all been down there and talked to the young people there, and some of the stuff that's done there is absolutely amazing. So I can only say well done for getting this particular accreditation, and good luck for your work over the coming months until we have this fabulous, fabulous time in London Borough of Brent, across London, across the UK. I wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Because I'm going to the Diwali fireworks at the temple, and we will have to leave quite soon, right?
Thank you very much for that. Can I ask Councillor Zafar Franco to come and say a few words? Yeah, that's fine.